We're going to begin here on the Nova Library's homepage. First, let's navigate to the research databases by scrolling down the page. And once we get there, I'm going to select all databases A to Z. Now, lucky for us, for all our intents and purposes, the database we're looking for begins with the letter A, so we don't need to look any further. Click on Academic Search Complete, and we have now reached our search point. So since we're working on an argumentative research project on current issues and controversies, I chose to focus my sample research on plastic pollution. So let's begin by simply typing that topic in the first search bar. And we can see the database populates some results for us on search terms that we might want to use. They're making suggestions for us as we type. We're simply going to search for plastic pollution first and see what results we come up with. Now, I'm going to direct your attention first to the number of results we have here. Notice that we have pulled 4,889 results. That's a lot of articles, and no one has time for reading all of them. Ideally, we would like our search results to be about 300 articles or less, preferably even much less. So we're going to need to narrow down our search. And we can do this by first adjusting our search terms. I'm going to jump in here into the second search bar and narrow down plastic pollution to something more specific. Plastic pollution in and of itself is a very broad topic. So I'm going to add some search terms to make our search more specific. So let's add ocean life or marine life or sea creatures. Now you'll see that I have separated these search terms by the operator OR. This tells the database that we would like results from all of these search terms, whether it be ocean life, marine life, or sea creatures. These are similar searches that we want all of the results to come back from. So let's take a look at what results we find here. Wow, now from 4,889, we have narrowed down our search already to 151 articles. That's a huge jump because we are focusing not just on plastic pollution, but how plastic pollution affects ocean life, marine life, or sea creatures. Now, as I scroll down, you'll see that the articles we are looking at are either periodicals, that would be something like a popular science magazine, not one that has been peer-reviewed. Academic journals, this term is interchangeable with scholarly journal and peer-reviewed journals, all the same, and it simply means that it is published in an academic journal and thus it is peer-reviewed. And sometimes, in place of periodicals or academic journals, we will see newspaper sources or sometimes less common things like book reviews or conference reports. Most often, we are going to be looking for academic journals. But for now, let's just take a look at all of them. Now I am also going to group these words together using quotation marks as such. And once I do this, I'm going to show you how it changes our search results. Click Search. And from 151, we've narrowed down to 121. These quotation marks tells the database to keep these words together as a phrase, helping us to find more relevant results. So that's why we've seen them narrowed down even further. Now I'm going to direct your attention to the modifiers on the left-hand side of the screen. These are often called limiters because we are limiting our results to what we have selected. So first I'm going to start by limiting our results to full text. And let's see how the number changes. Wow, another big jump from 121 to 42. That's a pretty big difference. Now, pretty much anything that's not full text is not going to be very useful for most research, so that is a very good first stop to make on the limiters front. Oftentimes, we want more recent research. So, let's say nothing past 10 years, nothing that was published beyond 10 years ago. So I'm going to change our publication date from those articles published between 2013 and 2023. And let's check out our number. All right, it's changed again to 37 results. I'm going to scroll down again. Now let's say instead of including all types of sources, that is periodicals or newspapers or other types of results, let's say we are looking for only peer-reviewed academic scholarly journal articles. In that case, we are going to select the peer-reviewed limiter. And by doing so, we narrow down our results even further to 18. Keep in mind, we used to have close to 5,000 results. And now, one more thing, to scroll down to language. Sometimes this isn't a problem, but we might want to weed out results of languages that we don't speak or read. I'm going to select English. So now we have 17 total search results. This is a lot easier to digest than 4,800 results. Now, as we can see, these results are relevant to the topic that we have searched. I'm going to jump into one of these articles, the one called Managing Marine Plastic Pollution. And I'm going to show you a few important points upon accessing this article. The first stop that we should make when we are accessing an article for the first time would be to scroll down to the abstract. Now, oftentimes, the word abstract throws us off, but quite simply, the abstract is your friend because it is a very simple one-paragraph summary of the article. Now, this summary can save you a lot of time scrolling through articles, skimming, checking the table of contents. By reading this one paragraph, you are most likely able to discern whether or not this article is going to be useful for your research. So, if after reading the abstract you are interested in using this article for your research, I'm going to take you back up to the top where we're going to look over to the right where we see our toolbar. And a lot of these tools are going to help you save this article so that you can use it and read it later or whenever you need to read it, even if you'd like to do so right now. We can download this article we can send it over to our Google Drive, our Microsoft OneDrive. We can even print this out on a piece of paper. We can email it to ourselves, or this icon here is one of a couple of ways that we can save this article as a PDF document to our desktop. This is the method that I recommend the most. Personally, I like to have my articles saved to my desktop for use whether I'm online, offline, regardless of where I am. I can read that article on my own computer. I'm going to jump over here to our PDF full text link. This is going to take us to the article itself in its entirety, in its original format. This is how we can read the article simply in the browser. You can take a look at that, scrolling through that here. Now there are two other ways that we can download this PDF to our computer if we are so inclined. We can either click Download PDF or this rather nondescript downwards arrow. And it will prompt us to name the article and then save it to our computer. I'm going to go back to make one more point that there's a tool over here that can help us build our reference page. By clicking this little nondescript yellow piece of paper icon, we have our handy dandy citation tool. Now, we are commonly using either APA or MLA format, but lots of different citation formats are listed here for you to use. Now, we can copy and paste these citations into our references page, and that's very useful. But I do always like to make a disclaimer here that these auto-generated citations are not guaranteed to be 100% accurate. So we're going to want to cross-check this later on with a reliable source such as the format's manual or a reliable college citation website such as Purdue or Excelsior. That wraps up our discussion of the online research database, Academic Search Complete. If you have any questions regarding your own research, please feel free to reach out to me anytime at ejacksondunlop@nvcc.edu. Also, remember to take advantage of the library's free online 24/7 library chat service from the library's homepage at nvcc.edu/library. Thanks for watching.